Yeah, alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is this week's look at game week 10 of the 25-26 season. We're going to be looking at the predicted best players for this week, whether you're doing a free hit, wildcard or just general substitution. There is a link to this article in the video description if you want to go in there, and in that article then there's links to the tools. So we're going to be mainly looking at the free hit, best free hit this week, and then later on we'll look at which players are suitable for a wildcard and general transfer targets. So we're using the predicted points tool. Again, link is in the description to this. So first of all, we're going to look at the overall predicted best players for game week 10. So this is a screenshot of the tool here. We've sorted by predicted points for next game week, and these are the players that come out on top. Breaking that down positions: defenders, Gabriel Timber, Calafiore, Mukiele, Ballard. Gehi is next on the list if we need him. Midfielders, we've got Semenyo and Buemo, Sarr, Casemiro. We need one more. There's only 4 there, so that next on the list is going to be Bruno for Newcastle, and after that Bruno for Man U. Forwards wise, Haaland, Voldemada, and then next on the list is Welbeck, then Sesko, then Isidore. The players' points prediction at the moment is based on the Fixture Difficulty Planner, which in turn uses in part the official Fixture Difficulty rating, which is here. Again, there's a link to it here for these Fixture Difficulty Planners. However, I'm not convinced 100% with the official Fixture Difficulty ratings. I think some of them are quite a way off what they should be. So we're going to have a quick look at the StrikeEngine Fixture Difficulty rating for game week 10 and see if there's any discrepancies or big discrepancies between the two difficulty ratings, and then we're going to use that to perfect our choice for game week 10 choice of players. So comparing the two fixture difficulty ratings, how do the defender choices look? Have we picked any players that have obviously tough fixtures? I think Arsenal players are fine for both tools. Sunderland is good with the official tool, average with our tool. So we'll probably leave at least one of the Sunderland defenders there. I said above that Gehi is next on the list, but Palace fixture about as good as Sunderland. Newcastle highly rated by both tools, and Burn is up there. But the tool has already factored in the Palace fixture as being average, whereas I think it's overrating Sunderland. So that would take out Ballard and brings in Gehi above Ballard. Even with no boost, Mukiele still beats Burn. So long story short, if we reduce the boost a little bit for Sunderland, that brings Gehi in. So this is going to be our final defender list. Coming on to midfielders, Man U is getting a big boost from the prediction. Do both difficulty planners concur on the Man U fixture ratings? Our planner, the StrikeEngine FPL planner, is not as convinced, but there's no obvious replacements to come in, so we'll leave it as it is. Which leaves us with the question that we touched on above: which Bruno do we go for? And I think this is going to come down to budget. If the money is there, I think Bruno Man U is the better long-term choice also, and the free hit choice this week. Forwards, Welbeck looks the choice for game week 10. Isidore and Sesko still below him, even given the big boost that they get in the prediction tool, the points prediction tool. Goalkeepers, Lamans, Roos seem clear choices for the free hit at least. So this is the team as we've detailed here, but it does leave us with a couple of problems. There are too many Man United players, and it's over budget. Lamans and Roos are good long-term picks and excellent value. So let's say they stay for the moment. Bruno at Man U, he's not great value, and he's not a big step in front of Tavernier. Minter is also a choice, but arguably Brighton fixtures are not as good as Bournemouth's. So let's deal with the money first. I think we've got to take Voldemada out for Thiago. Probably not going to play Thiago, but Brentford's fixtures will improve. And then Laman's out for Pope to solve the over too many players from Man U problem. But Pope is probably a long-term pick, so we're not going to be picking him in the free hit team. And that leaves us with this for the free hit team for game week 10. I think we've got a strong midfield. We may be going too hard on Man U. Hopefully the consistency stays with them. It is a risk, so you may want to go into the tool and find some other midfielders which you think are going to be more, well, basically that are not Bruno. Spread the risk a little bit if you want. This is tight on budget. You might not be able to get here, so in that case, you either sacrifice a keeper, you get a cheaper keeper than Pope, or maybe sacrifice a 4, get someone cheaper than Thiago if you can't make it with your budget. So the free hit starting 11 for game week 10. The predicted best according to the StrikeEngine FPL tools. It's going to be a 5-4-1 formation. The defenders are all there. We've got Gabriel Timber, Calafiore, Mukele, plus Gehi. For the mids, we've got Semenyo, Mbumo, Casemiro and Sarr. Forwards, we're going to have Haaland up there on his own. Bench, Pope on the bench. Bruno first sub, then Welbeck, then Thiago. This is in order. It's hard to have that bench, i.e. Bruno Fernandes. It costs so much to have him on the bench, but perhaps Semenyo should be on the bench, given his form's not been great. Brentford and Forest have been weak away and home respectively, so it's a tough call really on if Bruno's going to be on the bench or not. So that's going to be the free hit team. With regards to long-term picks, so this is could be, we're looking at the wild card or just general transfer targets. Looking at the game week 10 choices over the long term, 5 game weeks, i.e. this is what this tool is looking at. What changes should we make? So on the tool, if you click this column, this is predicted points over the average over the next 5 game weeks. I think defenders are more or less what they are for the free hit team. We're going to put Gehi in, but he might need to come out. His form is not great at the moment. For the mids, I think we're going to pull Bruno out and have Caicedo in there, because Caicedo is forecast for more points than Bruno over the next 5 game weeks. And for forwards, with Bruno Fernandes going out, that leaves space for Voltemade to come in for Thiago. Like I said, with the Bruno out move. And the Bruno out move also lets us bring back in Lamens for keepers instead of Pope. So I think that is going to be a more well-rounded team, and hopefully that should be good for at least for the next 5 game weeks. Put us in a good position for the next 5 game weeks. So the FPL Game Week 10 free hit wildcard review, long-term perspective. The free hit team is not a million miles away from the wildcard team. It's basically 3 players. A few more, moving 3 players on the board gets us to the wildcard team from the free hit team. The stretching to Bruno Fernandes, that's forced us to make some big compromises with regards to the keeper, i.e. not having the Man U keeper in and having Pope instead. And Newcastle's fixtures, according to the fixture difficulty tools, is not great over the next 5 weeks. And it also makes us compromise on the forwards, i.e. we have to get Thiago or someone in that price bracket in for Voltemade. So getting Bruno out of the team, I think, gives us more general strength throughout the team. We don't need 15 amazing players, which is what this team does with these 3 changes. But I think it's nice to have a strong bench if you can do it without making any sacrifices. And honestly, I don't think there is any sacrifices there. We can choose the best 15 players, and it's, well, according to the tool, and it's not a compromise anyway. We can afford to do it. If you agree with what I'm saying here with these 3, like getting Bruno out is a good compromise for Caicedo, Voltemade and Lamens, then if you're doing the wild card with Caicedo in for Bruno would be the move. But bear in mind, Chelsea fixtures are not amazing over the next 5 weeks, at least according to the fixture difficulty tools. So whether the Caicedo move to get him in is worth it or not is up to you. Enzo is not far behind. I know Enzo is quite popular at the moment, so that will be a choice up to you. I'm just going by the tool, and that's saying Caicedo. So in summary, whatever you're doing this week, free hit, wildcard, or you're just doing your normal transfers, hopefully these FPL Game Week 10 predictions I give in this article is some help to you. If you want to see more videos like this, go on to StrikeEngine FPL on YouTube, subscribe there, and we're also StrikeEngine FPL on Twitter if you want to get updates with regards to the videos that we're uploading about FPL. Guys, that's the video. Thank you for watching until now. If you've got any comments, feel free to leave them below. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you again next time.